So friends, there are two ways to make tattoo stencil, one is to make it by hand and one is to print it with a printer. I will also show you how to make a stencil with a printer and how to make it by hand. First of all, if you have a new thermal paper, that's great. But if you have a used thermal paper, something that has had a lot of stencils made on it, perhaps it will not be visible like this, so I will show you by keeping a paper. If this type of used thermal paper is used, on which many stencils have been made, then you have to turn the thermal paper repeatedly while making the stencil, whether the print is coming or not. As if you are making a stencil at a place where there is no pigment, the place is empty. There the print will not come at all. That's why whenever you use your used thermal paper, you have to use it carefully. You have to repeatedly turn the paper to see whether the print of the stencil is coming or not. As we are making stencil by placing the paper on this thermal paper, then we have to turn the paper again and again to see the print. But if you are using such new thermal paper, then there is no problem. Keep in mind that when you are making a stencil, the bottom part of the thermal paper should be hard. For this, a table or a hard exam board can be used. So we will make a stencil on it by hand and will not make it by placing the paper in the middle of it. Because if you make it in the middle, the remaining part will not be able to be used. That is why we will make the stencil from one side. As I will make it here, the rest of the thermal paper will not be wasted. So let's make the stencil now. Keep in mind that any such tattoo design which has straight lines, it would be better to make it with the help of scale, so that your stencil becomes clean, otherwise the line may not be formed properly. And if the stencil is already crooked, the tattoo will create even more crooked lines. That's why such a straight line has to be drawn with the help of a scale. You can rotate the paper however you want while making the stencil. Because here we don't have to practice any tattoo, that's why we can rotate the hand or paper. So you are seeing that the stencil of a design is ready. Now if I make a stencil of all the designs one by one, it will take a lot of time, so I will take you to the printer, so that some time is saved. So guys, now I'm leaving the stencil printer. I have a stencil printer, and I can show you the prints from it. For this, the back layer of thermal paper has to be removed. On top of this, a video has already been uploaded on my channel, you can watch it. But I will show you a little asthma in this video. So that's how the stencil is printed. So friends, now the stencil print is out. It has been extracted from the printer which you have just seen in the video. Now we will transfer this stencil on the fake skin. So how is 3? It done and what is taken care of? Let's look ahead. I have this fake skin, whose thickness is 1 mm, look how thin it is. Fake skin comes in different types, comes in different thickness. Comes in different designs. Also comes in different quality. The one I have is of silicone. So I would say that you will use silicone fake skin and use 1 mm only. What will happen from this, you will know how deep you are going in the skin. If you go too deep, the needle will go right through the skin. If you take fake skin of 2 mm or 3 mm, then you will not know whether your needle is going to the right layer or not. That's why you should use only fake skin of 1 mm. Now let's remove its packing. Now we will clean it so that whatever dirt or powder or grime is there on this fake skin, then it gets cleaned. If it is not clean, then the printer of the stencil will not stick on it. For this we will clean it with alcohol. Any alcohol will do. You can also clean with green soap. Use any deo soap which is made hard. I have a speed stick, it is also a deo, it is available at tattoo suppliers. You can take any small pack, I have students use it, that's why I have bought big pack. First we will see where the stencil should be placed. Will it be fine like this or like this? We rotate the fake skin and print such a stencil. Now we will apply the deodorant like this, just a little shine should come. If you want, you can mix it by hand also, it dries quickly. When this toad is dry, we will place the stencil on it. The stencil has to be placed on it carefully, hands should not move. And you have to keep pressing it from one side. Now it has to be removed easily. See how clearly the print has come. Now we will leave it to dry for 10 to 15 minutes. Or you can do one more thing, that by applying a little pressure with the tissue paper, you can lighten its print and also dry it. Don't rub, just press. Otherwise the print will spread. We have to do this again and again till the print becomes lighter. Because I do not want a dark impression to remain on the fake skin. Because when new artists work on fake skin, they do not see the line or ink properly. That's why it would be better if the print is lightened. Now after 10 to 15 minutes, we will clean it further so that its print becomes lighter. 15 minutes have passed. Now I will clean it gently with the help of green soap. Do not rub, clean gently. To be cleaned carefully. Now it has become very light, now it is ready for practice. Now we will practice on this in the next lesson.